Alright, welcome to the second session, Forex trading session of the day. We are trading the Crossfire strategy. We traded this morning at 6 AM and all four pairs came in, but of course it was Monday morning and we want to be a little bit mindful of the fact that it's Monday morning. So Monday afternoon is generally when you get the slightly better trades. So let's see. So we've got on the charts, we've got Euro CAD, Euro USD, GBP CAD and GBP USD. So what we're going to do is we're going to take off the imbalance. This is imbalance from last week. That's all been mitigated. And we're going to take off the indicators. They're custom made. Look at this, custom made, straightforward Forex indicator. 7 years of development. Excellent. So what we're going to do, we're going to go to the vertical line. And we're going to put the vertical line on the 1300. If you're not sure what I'm doing, what I've done on the channel, I've put a course on there, a mini course. Have a look at the mini course up there. You can get started with that. It's only 7 modules. It just covers things in general, specifics, and it just gives you a grounding in what we do in this strategy. And as I say, no channel, no YouTube channel can teach you everything you need to know about trading. It will teach you a lot of things, but it won't teach you the nuances and the subtleties that we need to really know and learn to really take our confidence to the next level. But you can have a look at it, it's good. Right, so we're going to take off the indicators again. Just take them off so it makes it a lot easier to see. We're going to take off the imbalance as well. And we're going to put the vertical line on the 1300. And then what we do, we put the two trend lines on in readiness for 1315 when we put them on the charts. Again, it's really simple to do. And one of the things I always say is just be repetitive with this. You want to learn to trade? Go and trade. If you want to run a marathon, do a lot of running. All right. And the thing is with trading is a case of just practice, backtest, and learn everything you can for yourself. This is what I always say. You don't want to be relying on. We've got indicators on there. Okay, indicators are great, but essentially you want to learn about trading. Develop your skills, implement those skills, or get the knowledge first, and implement that knowledge and develop skills. And nobody can take skills away. Nobody can take it away. That's one of the great things about skills. You know, we're not reliant on some AI bot to give us results, because unfortunately people get obsessed about income. Look how much money I made this week. Look at this, look at this, look at, oh, it's fantastic, this is great. Look how wonderful this is. And then suddenly you don't hear from them. What happened to that thing? Oh yeah, the bot stopped. The company folded and we didn't. You know, so learn for yourself. Bot stopped, so what? Who cares? Don't use a bot anyway. Right, so here we've got these blue lines are our areas of interest from last week. We're going to take those off. I think up there it looks like we've got some imbalance from last week as well. We'll take that off. So what have we got? In terms of imbalance, there's a fair old bit up here, look. We've got some imbalance up here. So we'll put that on the charts. And yes, you can get indicators to highlight imbalance and it'll make your candle change the colour. But you know, learn to do it yourself. And as I will maintain, AI is not your friend. I think I might do a little video on that about AI and bots and all the things that that'll be a bigger John. AI and bots and all the things that we think are beneficial to us. Good. AI does all these videos for you know, do all these videos in no time at all. Okay, but you got to remember, it's maybe AI saying the same thing about you. These humans, they're really efficient, you know, and we're going to take over eventually. So there's no this was, see that from there, that was imbalance and it came up and now it's mitigated that imbalance, so there's no imbalance there. We've got a little bit of imbalance. Or have we? No, we haven't. Got a bit there. Look. I mean, this may well get taken out fairly soon, but I'll put it on. Okay, just so we know what we've got. This is why I put that all the way across, because I can see it. Just there. Come on, play the game. There we go. Then we'll just do that, and we'll go on a template, imbalance. Okay. Right, Euro USD. What have we got in terms of imbalance on there? Nothing really. Was some here, okay, but that's been mitigated. So not a huge amount at all. Nothing there. Nothing here because that's been mitigated by this. We got anything further to the downside? Maybe a touch just down here. No. Sorry, that was a concentration face going on there. Right, nothing there. GBP CAD. Oh dear. It's Monday morning. I've been up since 5 doing the trading. It's all good. Oh. All right, what have we got? So bring that across. Bring that down to the. See that's where the imbalance. Yeah, sorry. Let me start again. That's where the imbalance was to there. Okay, no, sorry, it was actually, well, to there, yeah. But it's starting to mitigate it now. So it's starting to come out of that. So this may well change. I'll put it on, I'll keep it on, but it'll probably get taken out fairly swift. We've got imbalance down there. There, and we've also got previous areas of imbalance as well. That's been mitigated. That's gone. So nothing down there. Still got imbalance there, which is yet to be taken out from Friday. So that's there. So lots of interesting areas, interesting zones. There's a little bit there. Look, let's put that on. Just got to be mindful of the time. 13:07. Now what we're doing, look, that's already been taken out. But look where I went to. Okay, bang on the top of that imbalance. So it took the imbalance out, went to this area, and then went to the downside. So all good stuff. Okay, GU. We've got a bit of imbalance here. See between that candle and just down there. So I'm gonna put that on there because it'll probably come down during the trading. Nothing there. What have we got here? Looks like we've got a bit of imbalance here. Right, that's it for that, I think. Yeah, I'll do for now. That's alright. That's quite a ways down anyway. And this is on the 15-minute time frame. Right, so we are 13:08. So I've got plenty of time to see what's gonna wait until yeah, so 13:15 we go and put the indicators on. This candle right now on the 15-minute time frame is still painting, it's still moving up and down, and then when that's finished a new candle will form, and then we can put the trend lines on. So let's have a general look. Let's go and have a look at the hourly time frame, because what the hourly time frame will do, it will give us the overall feel of what's been happening and give us the trend. So you look at this on the hourly, okay, this area here, okay, this is what from the 15th, so a few days ago, last week, okay, we're in a downtrend, okay? And what you want to be doing is you want to be going with the trend, trading with the trend. And as people always say, the trend is your friend until the bend, all right? So go with the trend. It's a lot easier to do it. So back on the 15, you can see that 15-minute time frame, quite a decent push to the downside. I think the higher high was here on the 16th of Jan. It just kept on going down. Obviously it comes up again, and that's what we do as scalpers. We look at the overall trend, and when we scalp we can then zoom in and look at the specific moves, okay? And sometimes these moves can work for us. Well, not sometimes, the majority of the time these moves can work for us. So that's Euro CAD. Okay, Euro USD, it's all going to be a fairly similar picture. These areas of interest on here, I'm going to take these off. Just try and keep the chart as clean as possible. Big area of imbalance down here, look. This is from this is from the 13th of December, and we had this big push up here. Okay, this massive push. This push was how many pips? Like 125 pips, all right? So you think of the fact that, you know, $10 million, it takes around $10 million to move a price 1 pip. And that clearly is manipulation that's gone on, and it's caused imbalance. Now what that means is, it means the financial institutions, the banks, the big pension funds, the hedge funds, that sort of thing, they've all left money on the table, and that money is down here, okay? And that money needs to get collected at some point, which means price needs to go all the way down to here, okay? Now when that will happen, we don't know, okay? But these are all different types of stacks, probability stacks as we call them, that will either keep you in a trade or get you out of a trade, or just not get you in a trade at all. Right, 15-minute time frame. There we go. So once that is finished painting, and we'll put them on. Right, GCAD. Let's have a look on the hourly. So from, where are we now? From about here, which is the 27th of December. We're in a buy situation. So the trend is up. And GU, what's GU doing on the hourly? So we've got an outstanding POC on there. Let me just see what we've got in terms of any that's not an outstanding one at the minute, but this one is. That's an outstanding POC. This one here, it came through it, went down. Once it goes back up, then it mitigates the POC, but it's still outstanding. And again, POCs can just be points of interest, and they're pretty accurate. But you don't want too many areas of interest, because you know the pivots and also the imbalance and also the areas of interest that you put on manually, that's kind of enough, because sometimes you can find out they do end up in the same place. But chances are price might want to go up, take out this POC, and then come back down to the downside. We'll see what happens. Okay, let's put it on the 15-minute. Right, good. So back to Euro CAD. We're almost, must be almost at, yeah. We'll wait 30 seconds. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll put one on because it's unlikely to go all the way up to here. So this this wick will still be relevant. So there's the wick, the top of the wick there. Where's the higher high? Okay, if you look at the crosshairs, look left. It's this one here. Okay, so I'll put a magnet tool on. We'll go all the way over. So there we go. It's 13:15 now. So there it is, and then we put the trend line on top of the wick, and the lower low, okay, or the lowest candle or wick next to the 1300 candle. It is actually that little green one, but I'm going to put it on this one. There we go. Alright, 2-minute time frame. And we'll just wait. Euro USD. So the higher high for this one is the one next to it. Bring that down onto the top. Lower low is the green candle. And the bottom of the wick. So there, that's us done. 2 minutes. Make that a little bit bigger. GCAD. So the higher high of this one is this candle. Yep. Magnet tool on. Grab that. Put him on there. It's quite a distance away, but that's where it is. And the lower low is the one next to it. Bottom of that, look. There we go, 2 minutes. 2 minutes, GBP CAD. So the high is there. Let's put the magnet tool on. Magnet tool makes it easier, makes it snap. Okay, just say, and it sort of, I think it increases the accuracy. And I'll bring that down to the top of the wick, just here, look. And then we're going to bring the red trend line up to the bottom of that wick. There we go. 2 minutes, and we're going to put the trend, not the trend, the indicator back on. Make sure they're all back on as well, yeah. Right, there we go. Okay, so let's go. We're ready to go, and we haven't yet checked the news, so let's go and have a look at that. My Forex book, yeah, my FX book, economic calendar. Usually got news at 13:30, so 1400 low impact news on the euro. At 1500 we've got low impact news on the USD and low impact news on the NZD. Okay, so 1400 is not too bad on the euro. We can always go and put it on at the 1400, so 1350, there's 1400 there. Okay, and I'll just put my template on to say news. That's it. So currently we're below the red trend line. Okay, we're currently in this area of imbalance, so that's something. It's probably gonna, it may well resist, but we've got moving averages. Okay, the 5, the 13, the, where's the 62? Oh, 62's there, look. So we've got the 5, the 62, the 13. So they're kind of, well, it's starting to cross over, look. See that, this crossover between the 62 and the 13. And what we're looking for really is for the moving averages to be in order and also pointing in the direction of a trade that we want to take. which obviously now it's going back to the upside. So this red trend line is going to be resistance for that price. Okay, and if you look at the WAD hour, the WAD hour is showing us low volume. We've got the explosion line moving away. Yeah, histogram's showing us it's not really enough volume in this. We've got the wave down, we've got the red PSAR, the candles are on colour. So again, we're just gonna just hang on a bit, because this area here, the bottom of that imbalance is resistance, and as you can see what's happened there, it bounced off. Okay, and there's going to be no pips into that. So what we want really is we want price to be coming below, breaking out of this area of the imbalance, and then moving to the downside. If it does that, okay, and we end up somewhere around here, then we've got 10 or 11 pips to this pivot line. So that would be where we'd be looking at. Then we'd go, should really lock those off. Then we'll go left and find out, okay, now we've got an area here, okay, and an area here of a kind of a zone, if you like. So that's going to be an area of interest. But let's just mooch through them. Okay, same thing for Euro USD. We don't seem to have as much in there now, 7.2 pips to that pivot line. So I always say an average broker spread, let's say 1 or 2 pips, leaves you with 5 or 6 pips, which is not worth bothering with. Well, it is worth bothering with, but you know, the risk tolerance becomes greater and the profit margin becomes tighter. So why bother with it? Just wait until you get a really good trade opportunity. This has gone below the red trend line, but currently we're in a green. What our ATAR is saying no. We're in a wave down. We've got the PSAR, which is red. We've got a lot of congestion around here with the moving averages. So again, nothing really happening. So we'll just wait. There's no one forcing our arm to get in a trade. Here the price is resisting on this red trend line. We're currently in a wave down. PSAR is red. Okay. Now is price going to suddenly push through that, okay, and move to the upside, or is it going to resist on this red trend line as it is right now, and then maybe come down to the downside? If it does go to the downside, then obviously we'll get some slightly better. See, this is nice. See how this is? So you got the nice red histogram. You got the explosion line moving away from the dead zone, so it looks nice, positive. This is all rubbish, right? So it's pushed away, okay, but because the price is still, I say, dragging its feet, it's still touching that red trend line. It's still in resistance, so it's trying to push away. Okay, you imagine somebody running away with a string around them, bit of rope around them, someone's trying to pull them back. That's kind of the same situation. But if this is going to go for the buy and potential buy, then that's going to go up. It's going to hit that PSAR. The PSAR is going to turn green. We'll then possibly get a wave up if all that criteria is met. The moving averages will go into a bit more of an order, and the WAD ATAR will give us another confirmation. So it's all looking at the additional confirmations as to whether price is going in the direction it says it is. Okay. At the moment, where we are right now, it's kind of what we call no man's land. You don't want to be taking a trade. Even this, you might be going, well, look, if you'd have got into a buy here, you could have made some pips. Okay, yeah, you could. But hindsight is a wonderful thing, believe you me. So you could have got in a trade, and then 2 minutes later you could have gone into stop loss. Gone and lost 1%. Okay, so we're currently above. Now we're still in resistance for this, so we're going to wait until the next. So let's have a continue. Okay, let's just see. Euro CAD, no man's land. Still waiting for that. It came down. It went okay. It's piquing our interest. What's happened? Okay, it's gone back up to the top, and now it's back in no man's land. So again, we're just going to wait. Euro USD, same thing. middle of this falling, well, this just the middle of we'll just call it a wedge, okay, in between the two trend lines. It's not doing anything. And if you look at the WADR, okay, it's in the dead zone. Histogram is like just giving us scraps off the floor. So you know you can't make anything of it. Just stay out of it. It's always better to be out of a trade wishing you'd have got in rather than being in going, oh crap, my account's gonna go to another stop loss, another loss. Okay, what a rubbish trader I am. Just stay out. And the more you do, the more back testing that you do, the more confident you get with one strategy. There's a big takeaway as well. Just concentrate on one strategy. There's so many people, they'll be in groups or teams, or they'll see somebody on YouTube and they'll go, look at me, I've just made 70 grand this week. Okay, and you know, admittedly a lot of people do that because they're competent traders and they've put the time in. They've spent, you know, 5, 6, 7, 10 years refining their process, but they've got one process, okay, not 5. And this is what I did when I first started trading. Okay, we see one of your colleagues saying, I've just made all this money, or let me just put it on, reframe it another way. I've won 2,000 pips this week. I've won so many pips this week, and you think, right, that's it, I'm going to do that because they're getting results. And you realise that you're almost starting from scratch again, with all the same reservations and hang-ups of learning a strategy, rather than just going with a strategy that you know and understand. Okay, so just remember, you know, if you get them slippers on, nice warm comfy slippers that fit, just keep wearing them, right? There's no benefit if you're competent and you're winning pips and you're winning the majority of your trade. You're not going to win all trades, okay? But let's say, for example, your hit rate or your success rate is, well, it's more than 50%. You're going to make some money, okay? But like 70% and up, and someone says, "Have you seen this indicator?" Yeah, not interested. Thanks very much. Okay, yeah, but it's making me loads of money. Yeah, well, I'm consistently profitable with this, and I'm sticking with this. All right. A lot of let me rephrase that as well. A lot of consistent traders, they trade with 1 or 2 pairs with the same strategy. That's it. How can you constantly refine the same strategy? Let's make it a little bit better, but don't change it. Don't go and learn something else. Anyway, I've laboured that point too much. So just learn your trade and do it. So this is gone past the. It is still in resistance, I think, with this red trend line, with this area here. But of course, we're in no man's land, so we're not even going to consider taking a trade right now. EU, same thing, no man's land. It's done the same thing. It's resisted this area and now it's bounced off. And kind of what we could be waiting for is for price to come up and maybe look at these areas. But look, it's all congested, you know, loads and loads of congestion. You've got congestion here. Okay, when price gets above the 200 moving average, you've got congestion here with these highs, and then you look at this around here. Okay, oh, why does that not work? So from there, okay, up there you've got 8 pips to the pivot. So yeah, next GBP CAD. So we've gone past the crossover. So the crossover, the green and red trend lines. So we're not in the no man's land, but by the same token, I still want to be out of this area. And again, it's congested. And if we're going to go north, then we want to get above the red trend line and then break free, so we have some clear air before we go up to possibly this pivot. But then the pivot, look, if we get up here, the pivot is okay. Pivot's 13 pips away. The question is, could we make a 1 to 2 ratio with a sensible stop loss if this went up for the buy? And that's what you've got to look at. First and foremost, first thing we want to be doing is protecting our account. We don't want to be thinking about how many pips can we take. It's irrelevant. it's irrelevant. What you want is the ratio. Okay, you want to be making 2% and risking no more than 1. Right? And if you can do that and the numbers work, then that's when we consider a trade. Okay, when everything starts to align, and you'll see it aligning. Right now it's not. Okay, but that's kind of the process. I'm just kind of verbalizing the process. You know, I always use the analogy of buying houses because that's what I used to do. And you walk into a house and it can be a wreck, and if you don't buy it at the right price, you don't make a profit. Simple as that. You make your profit when you buy. Okay, and it's very, very similar in these markets. You don't get into a trade and then start shouting woosah at the screen, hoping it's going to go up or down in your direction. It don't work. All right. It just takes a bit of just get into that back testing. You know, get onto TradingView. The link below in the description, you can get yourself a free copy of TradingView and put all the charts on and backtest. And what you find when you backtest is you find patterns and you find areas of commonality, and then you suddenly realize why we trade at 6 a.m. and why we trade at 1 p.m. and you know the relevance of price action at those times. And again, you know, backtesting is like going out and running the streets if you're training for a marathon. It gives you that stamina and the mettle that you need to carry on, and ultimately build your confidence and your skills and your knowledge. And ultimately what you want to be doing is coming onto the charts. You want to be competent every time you come on, and you want skills for life. And that's really the attraction for trading with me, and for hopefully for you as well, is that we're not just reliant on the next best thing, or you know the next must have or whatever. Okay, you learn a skill, you apply that skill, and you can make money with it. Well, there's nothing happening yet. Okay, this is coming down for the sell. We need price to come down to touch the PSAR. When it touches the PSAR, that will flip, but you see that we're currently in a wave up. We've got a nice bit of distance to the 200, okay, but at the same time things are not aligning yet. The WAD hour is telling us that it's moving down. Obviously we can see that because it's a red candle, but the explosion line is moving back towards the dead zone. We want it to be moving away from the dead zone. So again, we just wait. So if this comes down and flips the PSAR, which it may well do, the next thing we need is a wave down. Okay, that's going to be up here somewhere, and then we're going to say, okay, what's the measurement? Okay, so let's say candle was there. Okay, 5.6 pips to the 200 moving average. Okay, and what happens at these areas of interest, these moving averages? Price will either bounce or break. So if it bounces, it will flip and go back up. Okay, if it breaks, then all well and good. Okay, then we're going to see a bit of a move to the downside. Okay, which is kind of better. So I would rather wait. Okay, for price to clear this resistance area and then push further down. If it does so, okay, the first thing I look at from there, conservatively, 19 pips. Then I would go left, and I go, okay, where's the possible areas of there? It's a classic area of interest right there. Okay, let's put that on here. Okay, so it's right in the slap bang in the middle. So price is going to find resistance around here. Okay, so currently now what we've got, the PSAR is flipped. Okay. So that's one confirmation. We're still in a wave up. There we go. Boom, wave down. Okay, and you've got to make the noise as well. So we've got the histogram that is gone slightly pinky. Oh, it's gone pink. So it's showing us a bit of weakness with that move. But the histogram has just started. You see how it's started to curve, and it's just started to curve away from the explosion line. Only just. Okay, it's not it's not great, okay, but it's just starting to move. And a lot of people using this strategy may well get in at this point. And when you enter a trade is entirely up to you. I tend to be very conservative, and I go, okay, yeah, we could get into a trade now, okay, and potentially we could make 2 pips. Not worth it, okay, but price may well want to come down to this area and then continue down to the downside, okay, but I want to wait until it clears a 200 moving average, because that's going to be a resistance area. So while that's doing that, let's have a quick look at Euro CAD. Euro USD. That's doing similar things. So from here, 4.3 pips to the pivot line, and then we've got 21 pips down to this area of imbalance. And we know, so you see, look, there's the previous low, and currently we've got this area. This is resisting at that area there, okay, and it's going to do the same with the pivot. So it's either going to bounce off the pivot, in which case, if it bounces off the pivot, this is the thing. If you go back to the previous one here, no, it wasn't. Where was it? Where's that? I thought I was just looking at. But what I was going to say anyway. So you look at this and you see it's going down, and you give more weight to the fact that the price is going below our trend line, and we know that this whole strategy is principled on going below the red trend line. So you get into a trade based on that, but you don't consider the fact that it's already at a lower low, okay, or the fact that it's a pivot there. So we get into a trade looking to make our 1-to-2 ratio, knowing that we can't make it, and then it bounces back off. So what is the point getting into a trade in the first place? There is no point, okay. So what I'm saying is, if we got into this for a short, let me make this a bit bigger. So if we got into this for a short, so let's say we got in here, okay, so I'd take the stop loss to about, I mean, it's tight as it is, it's really tight, okay, 3.2. I like this to be about anywhere from about 5 to 7, okay, so let's call it 5.8. And if we came back down, okay, looking at 1 to 2, so risk to reward 1 to 2, in fact, even if we tighten that up a little bit, okay, we want to be above the trend line, but somewhere around there, okay, so it's so tight, and we're on the pivot line there, and it's just there's not enough in it, because what we're looking at is we're looking at this. We've got to consider that, okay, and that is an area of interest right there. Why is that not doing it? Oh, I have to click twice. There, okay. Area of interest, bounce. Thank you. Thanks for coming. You know. So now we've got this red trend line, which is a resistance area. So what's going to happen to price? Is it going to break through, okay, or is it going to continue down? If it continues down and it gets past the pivot, then I might be interested, okay. But up until that point, the numbers ain't working. So here we go. Here's the price going above the green trend line. We're going to wave up. PSAR's flipped. 200, 62, 13 and the 5. So they're all in order. They're all pointing up. It's given me some good information. However, the red trend line is resistance. And sometimes I've found that price can bounce along all the time, and you'll probably do your 1-to-2 ratio, okay. The Wadarata currently now is saying that there's not really much volume. We're moving away from the dead zone, but look at the histogram. Histogram is in the dead zone, so no, we stay out. So this imbalance has been mitigated, and quite often we find that the top and the bottom of imbalance can act as support or resistance depending on what's happening with price. So you can see it came like pretty much smashed all the way through that, so that's been mitigated. So we can take this, we'll leave that on for now. We'll leave it on for now. Yeah, we'll leave it on for now. Right, GU. See, GU's coming down. Okay, it's come below the red. Wave down, PSR flip. What have we got in terms of moving averages? Not quite in order. A little bit congested around here. But anyway, regardless of that, we've got about 5 pips. Yeah, 4.5 pips to the moving average. Which isn't enough to be bothered until it comes past this area. Okay, then we've got to look at price action when it comes down to this area. Okay, and we know this is going to be a bit of a resistance area as well. But you know, price did come down to there previously. It came down. There's the pivot line that we're kind of interested in. See how price came all the way down and then broke through it. So this is an area of interest, and so is that. Obviously, so is that. So we've got to look at it all and assess these areas based on their own merits. And this is one of the frustrating things sometimes about trading, is it can be frustrating because you don't always get a definitive answer. Okay, if price goes to there, then what? Okay, can you tell me exactly what's going to happen from there to there? No, you can't. Okay, the only way to do it is to get on the charts, get back testing, and you know, if you back test one strategy, okay, so let's say you do the 6 a.m. strategy and you do the 1 p.m. strategy, you're looking at testing 8 pairs every single day. Yeah, 8 pairs every single day. Told you I was crap at maths. You're gonna get to know the strategy, and you're going to understand the relationship and how price reacts in different situations, and you're going to build up that kind of knowledge. Somebody said to me once, you know, how often do you trade? And I go, I trade every day. And how many live sessions do you do? Every day. I did every single live session I did. So he says, okay, so you do any back testing? I said, no, I don't do any back testing. I said, what's that? So he told me what it was. And I was a case of, okay, so in reality, all you're doing is you're just doing you're testing one chart a day, and that's it. And that you may or may not even trade that chart, okay? It's not enough. So you just got to come on and practice all the time. Right, so price has broken through this green trend line. This is Euro CAD. It's broken past, and we've got a gap. See that little gap between the trend line and the body? That's really important, because it tells us that if the gap is maintained and the gap gets a little bit bigger, then that trend line can become support. Excuse me. It can become support for that price if it clears it and it looks like it's going to come back and touch it. If it touches it, like it just has now, that's now still resistance. So we're still kind of waiting for price to get up there. Okay, and if price does get up there, okay, and it ends up around here, in terms of, you know, measuring the, you know, where are we now? 10 pips. 10 pips at the bottom of the imbalance. So where price is now, yeah, see these lower lows here, or not lower lows, but they're actually higher lows. Yeah. So you might look at a price and you might go, why is price? Well, actually, it's just starting to go. Look. Well, it's starting to go. Still, there we go. So, if we were to go into long from there, okay. First thing we need to consider, stop loss. Okay. So here we've got this engulfing candle, and it gives us the what do you call it? The indicator our straightforward indicator gives us a potential area. It's quite a good area as well, like that. 6 pips is always good. 1 to 2 ratio. Can we get a 1 to 2? It's tight. Okay, 1 to 2 is going to take us almost to the outside of that imbalance. So let's see what happens. So from here, we've got this area of interest here. Okay, we're at one now, okay, between what I've just shown you, but we've got, that's going to be a good area. Okay, so those where it's tapped it there, taps it all the way through, maybe even a little bit lower, maybe even down here. Yeah, that's better. Okay, so it's tapped it there, tapped it all the way across, and you know, you may well see price struggle around that area. What our ATA is kind of flashing to us that it's slightly better. So the histogram is moving away from the dead zone. We have got this histogram changing colour a little bit, but and also the histogram is above the explosion line, so that's always a good indicator. We've got the PSAR is a fair distance away from the body of the candle, so that can tell us. See, from there it's a little bit shorter, and then getting slightly bigger, and then bigger still. Okay, so it's kind of not looking too bad. Wave up, of course. Let that do its thing. Come back. Euro USD, middle of nowhere, kind of congested, going sideways. And you can see how price is respected there, that area of interest. It's going up, and it's still, there's a massive area of resistance there. So I'm just going to leave that for now. Pound Canadian, and you know, this Pound Canadian may well do this all the way up. Okay. But on the histogram, low volume, we're moving away from the dead zone, so that's okay. We're going to wave up. PSAR is green. Like I said, I think if we did get into anything like this, it's not what you call a great trade at all. But you'd probably want to come down, ideally below the green trend line, which gives me like it's 10 pips away. It's a little bit. Look, I mean, there is an engulfing candle there. 6 pips, and we've got that there at 9.8. So if we were to do a 1 to 2 ratio, risk to reward 1 to 2, we're going to be up here. Okay, so do I think price is going to go up to there? It looks like it's going to be one of those trades that just sneaks up the trend line. It's not, again, it's not your ideal scenario. This is just that's just rubbish as well. It's not giving us anything. Euro CAD, yeah, it's, found that area of interest there and decided to bounce off it. Euro USD, yeah, that's just, again, congested. Not many pips to the 62, not many more pips to the 200, but then when we clear a 200, then we may have a bit of an opportunity. We've still got these highs here, okay, but it's still not ready at all. And if you look at the state of the volume, very little volume. In fact, the histogram has only just come out of the dead zone there. So GBP CAD, I've just looked at that, and GU, yeah, they're all just Very lethargic today. Oh no, it is Monday. Best day to trade between Tuesday and Thursday. Maybe Friday morning, but Friday afternoon you want to be out your trades unless you've got a specific strategy. Right, 1400 is the news, so we might see something on the euro. So there's the news. Euro, put that on at 1400. News. When did we say GBP was? Yeah, 1500. What you sometimes find when you've got price action like this is the price comes up and it comes knocking at this area of interest and it gets rejected, okay, and it'll come back and it's knocking now, okay, so we've got a minute and 14 left on this time frame. Is it going to get rejected again? Okay, and if you get this constant push, okay, sometimes it can then go, okay, now we're going, and it can push past, but it depends on the price action at the time, all right, and how positive it was. So essentially what you've got is you've got a fight between buyers and sellers. Okay, the buyers want to push the price and the sellers want to push the price down. It looks like it may well want to go past this area, okay, but we'll see. But if what happens here is price comes past this area of interest, and that's what we put on, and gives us some clear air and then carries on, the likelihood is that it may well continue. So 20 odd seconds left. Let's just stay with this one, see what's going to happen. It's looking better. And usually what happens on a new candle, on a new time frame, it switches colour. There you go, red. And then, so it's going up. So you look at the moving averages, the white moving average there, the 5 pointing upwards, quite a nice point, quite nice direction, nice trajectory as we say. The yellow, same, pointing upwards. We've got the 62 moving up, and we'll have the, where's the, oh there we are, he's here, he's hiding. Okay, so we've got 200, so ideally the 200 would be below it, so we're not quite in order, but yeah, we'll just see how things progress with that. Euro USD, so Euro USD, again resistance on the 62, moving average. Still quite a way to go for us to be really interested in it. Lots of choppiness. Like 1.4 pips of choppiness. I know it's a 2-minute time frame, but it's decidedly choppy. Right, GCAD. So GCAD is still going, and the only reason I looked at that is because of the trajectory of the red trend line. It's quite steep. Okay, so if it does fall like that, it's going to go up fairly rapid, or you know. And this is what happens sometimes. It just follows it all the way up. So this currently a 1-to-2 ratio, because we did 9.8 pips, so it's 19.6 pips of profit. Okay, but again, the pips don't relate to anything. It's the percentage, and you work out your gains and your profit based on your lot size. We work all that out first. Right, GU. What's GU doing? Okay, GU's starting to get a little bit tasty. So you can see our area of interest is going to be here. Okay, that's where price kind of went to. Not quite at the top of that, at the top of this area here. So it's probably going to push. It's probably going to push to, I would say, oh, just there. I'm looking at this candle here, but look where it's gone. Exactly, just to there. Okay. So when you put your lines on, make sure you get plenty of taps. And what I found is sometimes when you get a small candle like this, where it doesn't quite reach your trend line, bring your trend line down, okay, and that you'll sometimes get a better result like that. But again, you know, back test the thing. Go and put more trend lines on. Go and see for yourself what happens. And you can see how it tapped it there, okay, tapped it here, tapped it there, and it's tapped it here, okay. And this is the price that we're interested in, okay, because if it breaks up and breaks free of that, okay, then we've got a bit of clear air. If I've got a lot of clear air, look at that, above. So what could potentially take price up past that level? The outstanding POC, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so we've got the outstanding POC, we've got this pivot, okay, we've got an area of interest here, okay, so, and the area of interest there is, okay, that's about halfway between where we are now. Right, let's get that on the 2 minutes. It's looking good. It's looking quite tasty. So what are we on now? We're only a minute and 36. So I'm gonna leave it. Just gonna leave it a second. If we're gonna go long on this, stop loss wants to be kind of below the green trend line. So just underneath this candle here. Okay. If we were to, that's 8.6. 1 to 2 ratio. So a 1 to 2 ratio takes us past the pivot line, and the pivot line is going to be our kind of attractor. Let me just push that. Take the magnets all off now. 7.9. 7.9 pips. 1 to 2, and it still takes us past there. Actually, you know what? We still haven't cleared this area of interest. I thought there was a gap. There was no longer a gap. Where it came below the gap. So again, we've got to wait a bit longer for this to form. That's a really nasty candle. That little big movement, little horrible doji indecision candle, and now it's not doing anything hardly. Look the wave up, look the PSAR, there's the wave, the wave's getting bigger. The explosion line is sort of, yeah, we can say it's moving away. The histogram is light colour, and just look at the state of the candle, it's just indecisive. We've got 54 seconds left. Let's come back to that one. So GBP CAD. So why did it stall there? It's because we've got the bottom of the imbalance. Okay. So when we look at these areas and we go, okay, the bottom of the imbalance on top of imbalance is going to be support or resistance, then that's kind of where you want to be looking at taking your profits. And the thing is, we were 6 pips away, and even though we got a 1-to-2 ratio with this, okay, the area of interest sort of took precedent, and it usually does. So would we have been better to put a tighter stop loss? But even now, we're still, with that one, we're 5.2 pips in profit, and it would have gone up to 9.8 pips in profit. Okay, but it wouldn't have done our percentages. So it may well come back up, but I think it's if you look at the Wadarata explosion line is coming back down to the dead zone. Okay, histogram has lost the volume. We've got the we're in a wave up, and we've got the PSAR flip, but only just. Only just. Right, let's have a look at that. So see what I'm Euro US, okay, went through this congestion, okay, it broke through the 62, it then approached the 200 moving average and tried to break away, okay, still had a rope round it, somebody pulling it back, tried to break away, and it went all the way back, okay, and now it's gone to the downside. Okay, so it's still resisting this area. So again, we're just going to wait. In fact, well, over an hour now, so. Wave up, PSAR is now red, so that's in the wrong direction for us. We're in the dead zone. The histogram is coming back down to the dead zone as well. So indications on this, it could be run out of steam. It could be just what we're on now, 1400. So that Euro news has kicked in. Hasn't really made a big difference. I mean, low impact news doesn't usually make a difference. Here we are now with the Euro. But sometimes when you get a cluster of news, so there's like 4 items there, it can sometimes make a difference. But we're just waiting for the results on that as well. So Euro Canadian. So obviously the Euro's losing value. So Euro USD, same thing, losing the value against the USD. So obviously the news had a negative impact on the Euro. GBP CAD. So GBP is losing out to the CAD pretty much, and the same thing happening for GU. Okay. So if we're in this trade, we'd still be in it. It's only just touched on our stop loss. So we're still in profit, but only just. See, we're at this area of interest previously, and that area of interest is going to give us a little bit of resistance. So it's going to support for the buy, because we're in the buy. Resistance for the sell, but we're not in the sell. See how it's resisting it? Right, an hour and 4 we've been on. Same thing, look. Same sort of thing. Right, okay, so let's call it a day at that. So again, if you've got anything that you're looking at, you can go and put your indicators on. If you think this is going to go down for the sell, then we'll look at this area here, make an assessment, and then obviously we've got areas of interest here and here as well. So again, put your indicators on, get an alert, come back, have a look. If those alerts go off, and make a decision from there. But yeah, let's say markets are still warming up. I mean, this morning at 6 a.m. we did. There was, you know, all 4 pairs came in, but there weren't great trades. And I'm always very mindful of getting into any trade on a Monday morning. Markets open Sunday night, Monday morning, still very quiet, and I wouldn't really entertain anything properly at least until Tuesday. So tomorrow morning we're back on the charts. We'll see what goes on, and we'll see how things recover. Last week, as I said, last week was a really weird week. We had Martin Luther King Day on Monday, and the markets just seemed to be lethargic from there on in. And again, we took some trades, but they were kind of average. Still did 1-to-2 ratio, but again, what you want is really great trades, and there hasn't been great trades for a while, in terms of, because we've had, you know, Christmas and New Year, and then Martin Luther King Day, and you know, the markets don't normally recover till about the 15th. So let's look forward and see what's gonna go on. So quick rundown: Euro CAD. All right, that's coming down to the downside. So it may well go back up, but it's broken through this area of interest, so it looks like it's going to come down again. Euro USD, just wait for it to see what's going to go on there. It's coming back to all this congestion. GBP CAD, okay, same as the Euro CAD. It's just coming back down. It's broken through, so it looks like it may well go down to the downside. And GU, that's again doing the same as Euro USD. It's coming down through the trend lines, but not really doing much, and very little volume for a Monday afternoon. Right, okay, if you got some value from that, if you haven't yet subscribed, hit the subscribe button, and if you get some value, give us a thumbs up. Really appreciate that. It helps the algorithm, and if I get more people to like and share and all that sort of thing, then I'll just keep doing these videos if you find them beneficial. If you haven't yet gone to the course, you can get the mini course, get it for free. Go into the playlist. I put it on the screen a little while ago, and it'll be coming on the screen afterwards when I do my little jazzy outro thing. So have a look at that as well. All right, we'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.